Good morning, everyone. Today, these very messy quail babies, you're already feathering out there, are going to get to go outside to their new pen. If once they have a little bit of feathering on them, they're more than capable of going outside, especially in the summertime. I take their heat plate outside for them, and they do get to live inside a small uninsulated section of the quail hut for another week or two until they really start to feather out. These guys are Celadons, so these will all be blue layers. Well, they should have all been blue layers, but as you can see over here, we have a second group. Oh, look, that's going to be a fee. Oh, beautiful. We have a second group. These are my Celadon breed-ins. So what I'm doing with my Celadon group right now is introducing a new bloodline to it so that it create a little bit bigger, hardier birds. My Celadons are mostly whites and silvers. I have a pearl fee in there, but they are smaller birds, so they didn't do as well over the winter. We do keep them outside. We tarp their enclosure, but they didn't thrive this winter. I lost quite a few actually of my pure white Celadons. They're just, anyway. So I'm breeding new blood in. I had one female from last year whose mother or father was Celadon, and the other one was not Celadon. I kept her, and this year I put her back with a new, for sure, Celadon male, which means that their chicks have a potential already of, her chicks have a potential of laying blue eggs, even though she laid brown eggs, because there is that potential for there to be that double Celadon gene now in some of her chicks. Well, I thought I'll do a hatch. I'll do my 100% Celadons and these Celadon project chicks in the same incubator. I'll just keep the eggs separate. I'll keep the chicks separate. It's not going to be a big deal. I put a basket in the incubator with all of the eggs of the project chicks. And when I counted my eggshells, I had 9 eggshells in the basket of the project chicks and 6 chicks. So, 3 jumped ship, which means I have no way of knowing which 3 project chicks got mixed into my 100% Celadon chicks, which is frustrating because I can now not use any of the males at all from this hatch as Celadon males. You could vet them by waiting until they're old enough to breed them to a female. See if those chicks hatch blue, you know he is a double Celadon carrier. However, that's a lot of fussing around. For me, because I have 100% Celadon line, I can just pull from. So frustratingly enough, I have to wait for all these chicks to start laying. I will have to now segregate the ones out one by one and figure out, are they laying blue? If they're a male, I'm probably going to try to rehome them to somebody who just wants a chance at having Celadon in their flock. If that person wants a couple males from this batch, chances are that Celadon genetics is for sure in that male somewhere. So if you compare him with a Celadon female, you may end up with some blue eggs down the line, just as kind of like a fun quail farm project. But I cannot use any of these males for breeding now. So that's kind of frustrating. However, I've got some really beautiful colors. So even if I don't end up pulling from the Celadons to make them Celadon breeders, I may pull some out and use them as fee breeders and just run a little bit of Celadon through my regular lines. There's no harm in doing that, especially if your Celadon chicks are strong and big and have all the other characteristics that you want in a quail bird. All right, so time to get these messy chicks dealt with. The project chicks are gonna get a little paint on their heads. We're gonna try to keep the 6 that we know aren't full Celadon, aren't part of my 100% breeding things separate just for now, just so I know. And I've never painted anybody's head before with nail polish, so we'll see how long that stays on. We'll get all their heat plates moved outside to their new pen, and I'll kind of show you what I'm dealing with. Out there, they're gonna be so much happier once they get outside. And I know their pens look really messy, but I just cleaned them the day before yesterday. So what happened last night is I came in here and I gave them fresh water, and I filled up their food bowl, and what these little boogers have done overnight is completely scatter their feed, and they have splashed their water everywhere, creating a giant stinky mess. So it is time for them to go. Hello, these guys did the exact same. Their pen was much cleaner last night before fresh food and water. Let's get moving, chickies. All right, I have you guys set up inside the chick part of the quail pen. This is the exact place I put our last batch of chicks. I'll see if I can link the video to that. These guys are going to get a heat plate, they're gonna get their food and their water, and they're gonna just be kept inside where it's nice and safe. The roof is actually corrugated greenhouse plastic, so they still get plenty of sunlight during the day. There's a little airflow gap that nothing can get through up there as well. They still have plenty of airflow. Kind of show you down where the doors are. Oh, hello. So I did open the doors to the outside, but as you can see that the baby quail are not going to be able to get outside. That's just for our teenage quail. They get to come inside. They lost their heat source when the babies hatched. They lost their heat plates, which is fine. They're all feathered out. But then when I took their heat plate, I gave them access to inside because they were big enough to hop in and out of the fence. These guys are just so, getting so big. I can't get it to focus on them. There they are. They're so pretty. All right, I've got their food and their water going down there. I'm gonna throw some fresh shavings in here for them. Okay, we've got our heat plate. So see, it's not supposed to be too close to the shavings, so let's get that raised up just a little bit. Good. I've got a plug up here. All right, they're all plugged in now. That's heating up for them. And that will be plenty far off the ground for the shavings. And the chicks will actually go in there and they'll burrow underneath of it. So now we have to paint their heads and they can get to know their new enclosure. I'll let you watch those guys kind of toot around in here while I go grab the other ones. That guy there, just being loud. They do bond to each other. So when, they've got a little tiny guy right there. And he's showing a lot of signs actually that he's not gonna make it. Sometimes those little guys surprise me and they bounce back, but he's definitely not going to be one that I breed. Even if he does make it, he'll just be a friend. So actually put him right under the heat and he can just go relax. You guys all found a corner. We'll just shut the door. They will find the food. They will find their heat source. It's the first time on shavings, so it's all really new to them. They're gonna peck and dig. Don't usually give them any grass or anything this young. We just have, now they've upgraded. I don't grind their food after a week. I find that the crumbles that we have are easy enough for them to manage. And got the peanut gallery here coming to say hello, check them all out. If I didn't have the separating wall up, what these guys want to do actually is attack these chicks, because these chicks are intruders into their area. What these friends don't know is once they are fully feathered out, so about another week, they get to go in the next door pen with the other adults, which is going to take them down a peg, because these guys are going to have to learn their place in the pecking order. Goodbye, babies. So those big guys, in about another week, are going to come in here with all of our other friends. She wants the grass. She's our grass girl, this one, and she's super friendly. Yeah, you are. All right, on the plans for today, we got to clean out this pen actually. Put some new shavings down. You got to stay in there though. Yeah, there's grass. Come get it. They can be just such sweet birds. Oh, peanut butter. Not on camera. Poor peanut butter. He's so little. But there you go. I don't have any plans to breed from this pen right now. We're going to work on our Celadon line. So these guys are going to be for their eggs. If anybody wants any fertilized eggs to add to their collection, you're more than welcome to give me a shout. And if not, we'll just let these guys chill out for the summer and make us some delicious eggs. Yeah, y'all got to stay in there though. Thanks for coming along on that adventure with me. I'm gonna let all these quails settle in. You can hear that they're calling. They're really happy that they got some fresh grass. Gonna give them fresh shavings, kind of reorganize everybody's habitat, give them some new hiding places, some new spots to lay their eggs, and they'll be happy quail. We have a really warm week coming up, so I'm really excited about that. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And otherwise, have yourselves a great weekend.